Whether it's failing with the ladies or doing something embarrassing at the gym, I've never been afraid to discuss my shortcomings with you guys, the EliteFitness.com readers. However, read on at your own risk as I share my latest humiliating tale, which involves overdosing on a testosterone booster and getting an erection that lasted for hours. A night to remember. In order to help both my bodybuilding and bedroom performance, I started taking a product called Test Stack 17. I know now that Test Stack 17 contains 12 of the strongest testosterone accelerators available today. These test accelerators create the unique testosterone-raising, estrogen-lowering effect that makes Test Stack 17 so powerful. This test booster offers dual benefits to users because it not only helps increase strength and burn fat, but it also makes you a stud in between the sheets. I was especially interested in the latter because I really wanted to impress my smoking hot new girlfriend, Natasha. I've tried other non-prescription testosterone boosters to see how they affected both my strength gains and sexual endurance. All I can say is that it's hit and miss with these test boosters, with mostly misses. Thinking Test Stack 17 was the same, I did what I usually do and took double the recommended daily dosage. In this case, I swallowed 6 caps on Saturday evening. Boy, did this turn out to be a mistake. That night, my buddy Jeff and I had plans to go to a club, and he agreed to drive. Jeff's a videographer and lifts weights like me. He picked me up in his new BMW Z4, a cool two-seater that he had gotten in shiny silver. We got to the club, and unfortunately, it sucked. Total sausage factory. And if ugliness was a crime, the few girls who were there would have been arrested. Wait, there was a hottie there. Isn't that Cindy, my new girlfriend Natasha's best friend? Yeah, it was. Jeff really wanted to meet her, so we walked over and started chatting, and the three of us were having a blast. Since the club was pretty lame, Cindy suggested we take the party back to Natasha's to hang out. She said adios to her friends, and we headed out to Jeff's car. Since the Z4 is a two-seater, Cindy had to sit in my lap. At this point, I had completely forgotten I'd taken 6 Test Stack 17 capsules before heading out. Right away, we went on a bumpy road and Cindy was bouncing up and down on my lap. I was beet red as I felt myself getting a raging boner. Cindy said, "George, I think your iPhone is poking me." Realizing what was happening, Jeff remarked, "Nope, that's George's iPhone in the cup holder." I tried to play it off, but it was not going away, and Natasha lives 20 minutes from the club. When Cindy realized what had happened, she looked at me like, "Dude, seriously?" Finally, we got to Natasha's house, and when we got out of the car, I rearranged things so it was not as obvious, but it still hadn't gone down. When Natasha invited us in, suggested we watch a movie, Jeff said, "I think George wants to see Free Willy." And would you believe that nearly 90 minutes after the onset, I still had an erection so strong that I could have used it to crush diamonds? Go ahead, laugh all you want. I had the Empire State Building of boners. After the first couple of hours of being hard like this, I was like, okay, this is what Test Stack 17 is supposed to do. After 4 hours, I was like, I'm an idiot. Why didn't I stick to the recommended amount, especially my first time using it? Recalling the played-out joke about taking cold showers that I had heard over and over again in the terrible 90s sitcoms, I immediately jumped in Natasha's shower with the cold handle on full blast. For 10 freezing minutes, I stood there hoping that the tiny drops of ice-cold water would somehow appease my giant woody, but to no avail. The bad part about my double-dosage Test Stack 17 experiment is that I took it on a Saturday night. It was now early Sunday morning, where there's not a pharmacy open anywhere. This killed my first idea of buying Sudafed, the original version with boner-killing pseudoephedrine in it, from a pharmacy counter to take care of the erection from hell. My last resort involved finally coming clean to my new girlfriend. Getting my girlfriend involved in this mess was the last thing I wanted to do. After all, the whole point of trying Test Stack 17 was so that I could surprise her with a night she'd never forget. Well, I guess in a way, I did surprise her with an unforgettable night in some capacity. So I explained the situation to Natasha. Following 10 minutes of laughter, she took me up to her bedroom and generously agreed to help me out with my predicament. Sure, I was ashamed, but she is my girlfriend, and this was definitely an area where she could help out. While we were in bed, you might even say that I was the one helping her out. After 2 hours of giving my woman the best sex she had ever had, We were both satisfied. More importantly, my priapism had finally subsided after my girlfriend made me a very happy man, again and again. If you take one thing away from my humiliating experience, it's that Testac 17 works almost too well. It boosts testosterone while simultaneously lowering estrogen. This differs from most testosterone boosters, which raise testosterone but also increase estrogen in the process. Since this product drops estrogen levels, you see a massive spike in both your muscle gains and libido. But when taking Testac 17 for libido enhancement, you really need to follow the recommended dosage. That is, unless you want to become the horny jackrabbit that I did. And let me tell you, having an erection for 8 straight hours is one experience you can definitely live without. I've continued using Testac 17, though I'm much more careful to not overdo things. My performance in the bedroom has been nothing short of perfection, and I've experienced some major muscle and strength gains too. I highly recommend that you give this very effective testosterone booster a try as well. Just do not be a dick and overdo it like I did. Testac 17 is available at testakrx.com. The site is powered by Amazon.com, so you can order with your Amazon username and password. You'll be billed by Amazon, and your investment is protected by a 110% unconditional ironclad money-back guarantee, which means you risk absolutely nothing. Did I mention my buddy Jeff is a videographer? When he read my story the first time it was published, he turned it into this video so that the whole world would get to take part in my humiliation. What a great friend.